Would I buy StarDrive 2 knowing what I know now? I started this video sort of zooming in on this Raleigh fleet, and for me it just really sums up the whole state of the game right now. So within the fleet there are sort of these troop transports and these different ships, and each of those ships can be designed. If you were playing as the Raleigh, you could customize the design. The ship designer is just phenomenal. I absolutely love the ship designer. For me, it is the best ship designer. I do quite like Polaris Sector, but something like, for example, Stellaris beats the pants off that. Stellaris is shit in terms of its fleet design compared to ship and fleet design compared to StarDrive 2, so it absolutely spanks that. But so I say that this kind of typifies the game for me. This fleet, the image of it is fucking massive. Look, it's bigger than the sun. My fleet over here is kind of normal sized. You know, it's pretty large, but you know, you don't want it to be too accurate, otherwise you might struggle to click on the buggers, so that's okay. But then look at another massive Raleigh fleet here, and I've got to zoom out so far to be able to click on it, and sometimes I can't click, so I've got to drag. And just in the research, you know, sometimes when a research thing comes up, there'll be no text, or there'll be a mission where there's no text, and you're sometimes clicking on something you don't know the results for, and there's stuff like this. I know this is kind of like an infantry-based mission, which is just doesn't really fit in with anything else. And there's a lot of clunky little sort of broken, buggy bits. And so if you're kind of how should I put it? If you're OCD or anal about your games and you want everything to work smoothly, then don't buy this game, because it's got a lot of little irritating bugs, but they are by and large just irritations. I'm finding, you know, if you can just overcome the fact that that's very large, and you struggle to kind of click on it, but you can click on it if you sort of play around, then it's not so bad. If you can just look past some of those little problems. Now, the gameplay, in terms of you design your ships and then you put those ships up against enemy ships in the battles, they look brilliant. They're pretty good. There could be some more sort of tactical options, maybe fleet formations and things like that, but generally it's all right. Ground combat, I find with all sort of 4X space games, the ground combat is pretty lackluster, but a 4X space opera isn't about the ground combat anyway. And I do like how in this game, you know, a combat will take multiple turns to resolve, so there is the chance for bringing reinforcements along and things like that, so it can span many turns, and you can, for example, defeat an invading fleet that's surrounding the planet whilst the ground combat's going on, get rid of their fleet, but the combat can continue. And I'm playing as the Karathi Shogunate, who have excellent ground troops, and sometimes I've lost space superiority but been able to hold the planet because of my good ground troops. So as far as ground combat goes for a Space 4X, I think it's very, very good. The battles, the real-time battles, seem to perform okay. You know, I had quite a large battle not so long ago against the humans. They had lots of little ships whizzing around, and that seemed to work. So the question is, would I purchase this game now at this current price, which I think is about £22, knowing what I know now? And I think that £22 is fair, basically. You know, this is not a AAA game. It's got more character than a AAA game, actually. It's got absolutely loads of content. The AI sometimes does really stupid things. You know, the AI basically colonized one of these worlds, even though I was at war with them. So I was able to just take 1 or 2 ground troops and conquer the planet. Now, then a lot of you will be saying, well, Ben, the developer, he abandoned the game, didn't he? He abandoned it, and I got my pitchfork and my flaming torches, and I'm going to go and burn his house down, and you can't abandon games. Well, yes, I get all of that, and the developer should be criticised for abandoning the game. But he has now come back to it. So, you know, I'm not sort of looking at the politics of the past, I'm looking at it where it is now. So the concern I've got is that the multiple sort of updates he seems to be churning out might break your campaign as you're playing, and it has been a concern for me doing this Let's Play. But I've managed to sort of soldier on and just get past some of the little annoying bugs. I did have one really annoying one where I lost a whole bloody army around here for no reason. That really did tick me off, but you know, we got through it. And I think if you enjoy the ship design element of a 4X and then throwing those ships against enemy fleets, then buy it, because 22 quid for such a good ship designer and battle system is worth it. I think if you're more into maybe the space opera of kind of like maybe like Galactic Civilizations, where there's more of more of a sort of a story arc, more of a personality to the civilizations, then don't buy it. Wait. I would wait for the developer to release his sort of revamped or remastered version or whatever it is, or pick it up on sale. You know, 10 quid, it's an absolute no-brainer. 22, it depends how you value the games, I suppose. If you're going against something like the price of a cinema ticket, well, yeah, I've had bloody loads of hours out of this, so you definitely should buy it. I'm properly rambling now, so I need to draw this to a close, and what I would say is that it's not the deepest 4X in some respects, but it's pretty bloody deep, and as I say, it's got more character than something like Stellaris, I feel. It hasn't got all the the bells and whistles of Stellaris. It hasn't got the breadth of it, but I just think that in terms of ship design and the combat, it is much better. It's pretty weak on things like diplomacy. It's got quite some good features in there, but it's not perfect on those kind of softer elements. It's very much almost a war game in space, I'm finding. But yeah, so my review is it's positive. You know, it's not a hidden gem. This isn't, a 60 quid game that, oh my gosh, you're so lucky to be able to pick it up for 22, you lucky bastards. But it's not a rip-off either. This game shouldn't be £5, and you're being absolutely fleeced and your trousers are taken down for buying it. It's kind of borderline in my view. What I would advise is, if you're umming and ahhing and you're in two minds, then wait, because in the last couple of weeks the developers issued something like 3 patches or so. Now he is talking about a remastered version, so I assume you'd want to charge, as it is right, for doing more work and producing that remastered version. But yeah, I'd say in terms of the current StarDrive 2 as it is, maybe leave it, a month or 2 or 3, and then revisit it then, unless you really want a really fucking good ship designer and battle system, in which case buy it now. Okay guys, I hope that's been helpful and you don't remind my ramblings too much. If you have found it helpful, do like and subscribe. I'm not really trying to set up a review channel here, but I do want to give my thoughts on the games that I've played. Anyway, thanks very much, and I will see you next time.